does this expand past just drugs? So, for example, if someone's addicted to pornography or if someone's addicted to sugar, like, does this expand just past drugs?
Yeah. So in 1993, we pretty much confined our ideas to addiction. But since then, over the last 30 plus years, there's been a lot more focus on so-called behavioral addictions and the extent to which behavioral addictions, which can be overeating, binge eating, gambling, sex addiction, pornography addiction, these are the so-called behavioral addictions. Uh, there's been a lot more research, again, over the last 30 years on these so-called behavioral addictions, and they're again, it's not as well understood in terms of how drug changes brain, but there are clearly lots of parallels, and quite a few researchers have driven parallels between the incentive sensitization that takes place with drug use and what looks like a similar kind of sensitization phenomena that underlies things like gambling addiction. Gambling is probably understood better than any of them, but there's studies on sexual addiction, a bit on pornography. So the answer to your question is yes, people have suggested that there are parallels to behavioral addictions. The precipitating factors that result in the sensitization are different, presumably, because in one case it's drugs, and in the other cases it's not clear always what the precipitating factor is that leads to the change. Um, but a number of people have argued, for example, with ultra high, processed foods. There's a woman named Ashley Gerhardt of Michigan who's argued that indeed consumption of those kinds of foods, high sugar and stuff like leads to sensitization like changes
Mm.
in